Okay, so this is a student example of a body paragraph. And as you can see, the topic here is hair color in the 2000s. All right, so the topic sentence: the early 2000s were an innovative time for hair coloring techniques and brought about many new hair color trends. Okay, so the first thing I'm noticing is the word innovative as a major idea, and the fact that that innovation brought out new color trends. So those are the two ideas that I'm going to keep looking for as I scroll down this paragraph. Another thing that would really help me is if you changed the color of the font as you type. I did not include the boxes, thinking more would be handwritten. So it will just help me read much faster and easier if you could change the color of the font. I would really appreciate it. All right, so hair color, innovative, and new trends. So we're framing the fact. So monotone hair was fairly common and came in various colors. It was very on trend at the time. I would go ahead and put a semicolon here. This idea and this idea are complete ideas, but they're related. So you would actually connect these two with a semicolon. All right, so monotone hair. The evidence should somehow include the idea of monotone hair. All right, the in-tress trend is a super shiny, rich as all get out monotone mane. Some very common colors to see were auburn red, cocoa brown, and butterscotch blonde. All right, so this looks like it was probably a paraphrase, and this is a direct quote. I might actually have you pick one and just go ahead to a straight paraphrase. So in-tress trend, I think, means tress as in your hair. So trends for monotone hair were unique colors such as auburn red, cocoa brown, and butterscotch blonde. With any color, the overall goal was a shiny finish. Shiny finish. Okay, because I feel like the super shiny was kind of the main idea from this quote. So I would have you just go ahead and use this as your sentence. Okay, don't forget here the in-text citation. I see that there needs to be a quotation mark here. Your citation otherwise looks correct. Okay. All right, so hair color is innovative and there's trends. Monotone hair was the first trend. They had unique colors, and with any color, the overall bow was to have this shiny finish. This quote shows how in the 2000s, and I would have you leave off this quote shows and just go ahead and start your sentence with, in the 2000s, as an introductory clause, monotone hair in different shades was very in style and gave a very shiny look. Okay. I would want more explanation here to clarify or explain or connect somehow. So this is my idea of maybe what this person could add here. So the overall goal then was to present one color, but to do so in a way that created a shiny finish, or to do so in a way that made the color and all of its complexity stand out. And then the result overall was this shiny finish, which makes a person look more polished or professional or whatever. So I'm looking for more explanation here with this piece, this warrant. Another one, framing the fact. So I have another fact coming, and I'm still looking for the innovation and trends. A technique that was very prevalent at this time was chunky highlights in the hair. Okay, so this author, this writer, is switching from the color to the technique. Okay, and it is mentioned, techniques is mentioned in the topic sentence, so that's okay. All right, here's the fact. Mary Ellen and Brooke Shanatona showed in their Cosmopolitan article that chunky highlights were a hair trend you were obsessed with. Okay, this is really, really helpful, because if you don't tell me a little bit about who these two people are, I don't have a way of knowing if your evidence is credible or relevant. So it really helps that this writer has included where it was written in Cosmopolitan, which is a reputable source considering this topic. All right. So something else I would like here, though, is, there's also a transition here that's needed. I'll go back to that here in a second. With this one right here, this fact, I wouldn't include a quotation with just these couple of words. I would want this writer to go ahead and just keep writing the paraphrase. So you could say Mary Ellen and Brooke in their Cosmo article that chunky highlights were a hair trend that was worthy of obsession. Okay, so don't include a quote for just that phrase. You can keep rewording. So chunky highlights are a trend, and they're a big trend. Okay, well, I'm explaining that. So many people have this hairstyle because it was an easy way to quickly brighten up. Don't use you or your hair and add dimension. You can actually just take this word out completely. So many people have this hairstyle because it was an easy way to quickly brighten up hair and add dimension. Okay, this is where I need your explanation, your expertise. Chunky highlights add dimension by doing what? So give me another sentence or two about how chunky highlights result in dimension. All right, recap. Throughout the 2000s, there were many hair color trends, comma, before a conjunction, but monotone hair and chunky highlights were definitely frequently seen. That's a good summary. Transition hair coloring techniques have come a long way since the new millennium. Okay, so one thing this is telling me is that the whole next paragraph is about techniques. Since this paragraph also included techniques, you might want to change this wording a little bit. So more hair coloring techniques have come a long way since the new millennium. So that kind of alerts me I'm going to keep going with this idea of techniques. To kind of scooch back up here to explain this right here, the writer had started with monotone hair, and it went from talking about color to technique. So I wanted a little bit more of a transition there. Something like, along with color choice, technique was changing. So make sure I know that you're moving from color to technique.